Before we jump into showing you how we adjust our riders, I wanted to explain how we measure for arm length and inseam. So let me show you how we do this. So Sydney, if you could put your arm up and put it nice and straight. So we basically from the top of the shoulder, we put the tape measure there, and we measure to where the wrist basically connects to your hand, like the end of the wrist. We're gonna pop up an image right after this too, which will kind of show you. So in this case, we're gonna put it top of her shoulder, measure to the wrist, it's 21 inches. Now for the inseam, you're gonna stick the tape measure right inside your leg to the highest point of where your leg attaches to your body, or your hip, more or less, or in your body. So if you wanna stick the tape measure in there, and then you measure down to the ankle. So she's gonna hold that, I'm gonna bring it down, basically right to where your ankle pops out, and that's 28 inches. So obviously it's not an exact science when you're measuring yourself, but being generally speaking within the ballpark will be good enough for measuring for our types of bikes. All right, we've got MORIAH here at 5 foot, and 5 foot 4'11" is really the lowest we want to go on the height range for the 26-inch around the block. And depending on torso, leg length, arm length, inseam, sometimes if you're 5'1", the 26-inch won't work for you. Sometimes if you're 4'11" or 5 foot, it won't. Or sometimes when you're 4'11", it will work for you. There's a lot of ambiguity in sizing from about 4'11" to 5'1", depending on, do you go 26-inch, 24-inch. I'm going to show you what MORIAH looks like on the 26-inch. Again, her inseam is 27.5 inches, and her arm length is 19 inches, and she's 5 foot. So if you could hop on. Okay, so you can see with her feet, she's really, really up on her tippy toes. She's got some of the pad of her feet down, but some of the pad of the feet is up. So this would be really a choice to MORIAH if she likes this bike or doesn't like this bike, and if she feels safe to ride with her foot up like that. The key is really going to be when you're stopping, you're going to have to be able to lean the bike just a little bit to get your foot down to make sure you don't fall over, things like that. Now if you put your foot on the pedal, now with her foot on the pedal, her leg is pretty straight. It's not all the way straight, so again, she can ride this and it's not bad for her. If I would make a recommendation, if she walked in, I would say try the 24-inch. But again, it's rider specific. If she likes it, she can do it. So we have the seat all the way down. Now on the handlebars, you could try to sit up straight like that. Put your hands on the handlebars. The handlebars actually look pretty good, do you think? Maybe down or okay?
I think they're okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of the interesting thing is you can see on the handlebar size, the handlebar is tilted. There you go. It's okay. It's just really on the legs for her. So basically, if you want to hop off, I'll take some measurements here. On the seat, it's obviously all the way down. On the handlebars, interestingly, we don't have those all the way down for her. We had them at 3.5 inches up, and she liked that. So again, really depends on body types, body sizes, and measurements. Let's move on up to 5'1" and show you how we adjust the bike for that rider. Okay, we're here with MADHULIKA at 5'2", and so we're gonna have her hop on and make adjustments. Her inseam is 29 inches and her arm length is 20 inches. So let's see what we need to do to make it fit for her on the ATB. Okay, cool. So remember, on this style of bike, which is more of an upright, normal pedaling position, which is really different than our every journey, you're going to want to have just the pads of your feet on the ground, and your heels are going to want to be off the ground just a little bit. So looking at that, it looks pretty good to me. Now, she could maybe lower it just a little bit if that's more comfortable for her. But if she feels like she can balance the bike and control it, I would leave it like this. Could you put your foot up on the pedal? Yeah, so we've got a little bit of a bend, but it's pretty not straight, but it's good for the kind of exertion we're gonna want on the pedaling. So that looks really good to me. The one thing that I don't like is looking at the handlebars. It looks like they're probably a little too high, and I'm actually gonna tilt them down a little bit. So I'm gonna step out and get my tool here and come right back. So I like to get the handlebars at a parallel to the ground. It really alleviates the kink in the wrist and relaxes rider's arms. So let's go ahead. That's the height. So let's loosen both of these. Okay, if you want to grab on there. So I would probably want them maybe like right about there. Looks pretty good to me. And then in terms of the height, how does that seem to you?
That seems great.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and lock that in. Cool. So we've got her back in a nice upright position. Her arms are relaxed. She's got a little kink in her right wrist, not too bad. We could maybe drop it down a little bit, but if she likes it, we can leave it there. Nice bend in her arm, very relaxed. Again, on the ATB, on the cruisers, we're going for a very relaxed, easy on the body riding position. So if you want to hop off, we'll show everyone at home what we have this adjusted to. So we've got the stem coming out of the head tube by about 3.5 inches. And we've got the seat coming, the seat post raised up to the seat clamp 1.5 inches. So that's a good fit for our 5'2" rider. Let's move up to 5'3" and see what adjustments we need to make for her. Okay, we've got Amanda here. She's 5'3". She's got an inseam of 30 inches and arm length of 22 inches. So we've got the adjustments set up from our 5'2" rider. Amanda, if you could hop on, we'll take a look and see what we need to do to make it fit you. Okay, so her foot's off the ground, which is good. We want to see the heel off and just the pad of the foot down. Can you put your foot on the pedal? It's a pretty good extension. Can you take it off one more time? Let's see. I mean, I probably would leave it there. It looks pretty good to me. Does it feel comfortable to you?
Yeah.
And then in terms of the handlebars too, actually, like, I think it looks great. Her arms are very relaxed. Her wrists are very straight. So there's not much I would do, which is another interesting fact. This has happened on other bikes before, from our 5'2" rider to our 5'3" rider. We're going to leave the measurements and the adjustments the same. Again, Amanda has 30-inch inseam, 22-inch arm length, and this setup looks really, really good to me. So unfortunately, not much we need to do for you. So if you could hop off, and we'll go ahead and measure. So on the stem, we've got it, come down, we've got it up 3.5 inches, and we've got the seat post up 1.5 inches. So again, same as our 5'2" rider. So let's move up to 5'4" and see if we need to make some adjustments for her to fit the bike. Okay, we're here with Stephanie, and Stephanie is 5'4". She has a 31-inch inseam and 18-inch long arms. So Stephanie, if you could hop on, and we'll go ahead and see how the bike fits you. Okay, cool. So first glance, seat looks a little too low for me. We want to get her heel up off the ground. Handlebars don't look too bad, but that might change as we adjust. So if you could hop off really quick. And let's go ahead and pop the seat up. Maybe right about there. The beauty of the quick release is you can really do it pretty fast and easy. So if you want to hop on. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. She's got a nice little lift on her heel, not too much. If you could put your foot on the pedal. And she's got a nice leg bend, so she'll be able to get good power on the downstroke. How's that feel for you?
Feels good.
Not too bad. And the handlebars actually look maybe a little bit too low to me. How do they feel to you?
I mean, we can try higher if you want.
I think what we'll do here is let's tilt it up just a touch. Maybe right about there. Try that.
Yeah, I like that better.
Cool. Yeah, so we just brought it in, got her arms and wrists a little bit more in line. So you can see her arms are relaxed, upright back, good leg bend. Looks like a good fit.
Cool.
So let's take some measurements. You want to hop off really quick? So we've got the stem raised up about 3¼ inches. And it looks like, yeah, we've got the handlebars. We did make an adjustment. They might be just a touch angled down. Now, again, that's totally personal preference. Also looking at her body type, what I saw would fit her and work for her. You guys can try at home. It's really easy to adjust that and make it on the fly after you ride a few times. And then on the seat post, let's take a look from the bottom of the seat clamp down to the seat cuff is 4 inches, just under 4 inches. So Stephanie, 5'4", 31-inch inseam, 18-inch arms. We had the seat up almost 4 inches, and the stem, got to remember here, was raised up about 3¼ inches. Let's move up to 5'5", and we'll show you how that bike fits her. Okay, we're here with Jewel. Jewel's 5'5". She's got 30-inch inseam and 19.5-inch long arms. So we have everything set up from our 5'4" rider. Jewel's 5'5". So if you could hop on, let's take a look and see how it fits you. Okay, so looks like maybe the seat's a little too high. She's really on her tippy toes. I'd probably bring it down just a touch. So if you could hop off. So again, interesting, we're moving down in height, we're moving up in height, but we're actually going to adjust the seat down. So that has a lot to do with leg length and torso length, things like that. I'm not going to bring it down too much, maybe a 1/2 to 3/4 inch, right about there. And with the seat clamp, it's really easy for you guys at home to make your own adjustments till you find out what's right for you. Okay, I like that a little bit better. You're still up on the pad of your feet. Can you put your foot on the pedal for me? And she's still got a good bend, so that's good. She's going to be able to get good power on the downstroke while still being comfortable stopping the bike, things like that. And looking at the handlebars, they look pretty good to me. How do they feel for you? Not bad. I think I might bring them up just a touch to relax her arms a little bit. Let's see here. Oops. Just maybe right about there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. You got her arm nicely bent, straight back, really relaxed arms. Again, we're fitting bikes at 630 for comfort and keeping our bodies in, not being in pain while riding. So we still got the leg in a great position so she can ride decently fast, but she's got a nice upright position. It's going to be comfortable. She's not going to be in pain when she gets off. So that's really, really important. So if you want to hop off, we'll take some measurements and show everyone what we've got it set to. So we actually lowered the seat from our 5'4" rider. We've got the stem set to 4 inches. Oh, sorry. And we've got the seat post raised up just about 3 inches exactly. So again, when you guys get your bikes at home, it's really an art, not a science necessarily for fitting for comfort, because comfort is something that's individual. Perfect example of what we did just here. So we've got Jewel, seats up 4 inches, handlebars up 3 inches. Let's move up to 5'6". Okay, we're here with Jessica. Jessica's 5'6". She's got 30.5-inch inseam and 19.5-inch arms. We've got our positions set up from our 5'5" rider, which were actually adjusted down from our 5'4" rider. So let's see what adjustments we need to make for Jessica. Go ahead and hop on. Okay, cool. So looking at it, your feet are up pretty good on the tippy toes. Not too bad though. Can you put your foot on the pedal? Yeah, I mean, her leg is pretty extended. I think we're going to bring it down just a smidge. So if you want to hop off. Okay, bring it down just a touch. I'm going to do it right there. Okay, try that. Still pretty high for you, actually. Let's get off and bring it down just a little bit more. So this is all part of the fitting and the sizing game. Now, At 5'6", we're bringing it down from our 5'5" rider. That's her body type. That's what works best for her. Let's go ahead and bring it down just a little. We don't want to bring it down too much because we're pretty close to where we want it to be. Cool, that looks a little bit better. Put your leg on the pedal. I like that a lot better. How does that feel?
Feels good.
Cool. Now the handlebars look maybe a little bit low to me. I think what we could afford to do is the height's not bad. I'm gonna tilt them up just a touch, like that. How's that?
Yeah, like that.
So she's got her arms bent. Look at her back; it's perfectly upright, and yeah, it looks comfortable. So let's go ahead and hop off. We'll take some measurements. So it's really interesting. Again, like you may lower the seat, you may raise the handlebars, tilt the handlebars up. Again, there's different micro adjustments you can make for every rider. So we've got the stem up 4 inches, and we've got the seat up just about a little bit over 2 inches. So I can't remember, there goes my measuring tape. I can't remember specifically back to what our 5'4" rider is, but we'll show you a chart at the end of this with all the heights and what the different measurements were for the different heights and inseams and things so you can compare. But I'm pretty sure Jessica had the seat lower than our 5'4" rider. Now again, inseam, arm length has a lot to do with it. What we want to show you today though is how our bikes are adjustable to fit lots of different heights and body types. Let's move up to 5'7" and see how we can get the bike fitted to that woman. All right, we're here with Liz. Liz is 5'7", coincidentally 1 inch taller than our woman at 5'6". Just a joke. And her inseam's 32 inches and her arm length is 21.5. So in the last about 3 or 4 women, we've actually been adjusting up or down. We've been doing a lot of down adjustments for our taller women compared to the women in the 5'2", 5'3". So Liz, hop on. Let's see what we need to do for you. Okay, cool. So definitely I can tell right away seat's too low. Can you put your foot on the pedal? Yeah, I mean, her foot's perfectly flat on the ground, so we're going to need to bring you up just a little bit. So let's go ahead and raise the seat about like 1 inch, 2 inches. Okay, try that. Okay, that too high. Yeah, let's bring it down just a touch. Okay, try that. So that's maybe a little low. So let's bring it. I'm going to bring it up again.
It's like my feet aren't totally like.
We want to get your heel up just a little bit more, I think. Yeah, but not too much. You're close. Probably just right about there. Okay, try that. Now, again, if Liz takes us out riding and she's not comfortable with this height, by all means, adjust it down. I'm just trying to look and see what I think is going to find the perfect balance of comfort and output, so you can still, pedal with power while being comfortable. Again, we're not looking to ride 40 miles an hour here, but does that feel comfortable to you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
And then handlebars, I might try to bring them up just a little bit. I mean, again, this isn't bad, but I'm trying to really get the arms relaxed. So let's go like right about there. What do you think?
Feels good.
Yeah. Now, again, if you're riding and at any point you feel pain, again, this is just an Allen key. This is a 6 Allen key for both the handlebar up and the handlebar tilt, and obviously the seat is just a quick release. So after you get out of riding a few times, if your wrist hurts, if your shoulder hurts, if your elbow hurts, try some micro adjustments. Keep the adjustments to like 1/8 of an inch up or down, because it might be a very slight amount that's going to make it more or less comfortable for your body. And then you can kind of tune it over time. Again, more art than a science with the fitting and comfort. Cool, so if you want to hop off, I'll just show everyone what we've got the bike set to. So we've got the stem raised up 4 inches. And we've got the seat post raised up 3.5 inches. So we got a good fit here for Liz. Let's move up to 5'8" and see how we can adjust the ATB for her. Okay, we're getting into the taller heights of women. And now we've got MIKENSIE here, who's 5'8". So, and she's got 32-inch inseam and 22-inch long arms. So why don't you hop on and we'll take a look and see what we need to do to get this size good for you. Okay, so foot is, it's actually up on her toes just a little bit. Can you put your foot on the pedal? To be honest, I don't think I would make too much of adjustment there. Does that feel okay for you?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Her leg bend looks pretty good. I'm not going to touch it. I don't think, if we don't have to adjust, no need to adjust. Let's just go ahead and leave it. In terms of the handlebars, I do think they look a little bit low. I'm going to bring them up just a smidge, and I'm actually going to tilt this up just a little bit for her. So remember, on the handlebars, there actually is a maximum height that we can go to. We don't want to cross that line, so it's right about, it's actually down here. So let's try pulling it up to about as high as it can go. And then try that. And I'm going to go just a little tilt. Yeah, right about there. Try that. Grab on. Cool. So it's pretty good bend in the arm. Back is upright. She looks pretty relaxed. Feel good to you?
Yeah, feel
Cool.
pretty relaxed.
Cool. Now again, when you're out for a ride and you don't like it, make adjustments. Just trying to eyeball and see what works right now. So if you want to hop off, we'll take some measurements. So we've got the stem up 4.5 inches, which is actually about at our max. So the stem really can't come out higher than 4.5 inches without risking safety. And we've got the seat up 3.5 inches, which was the same as our 5'7" rider. So we're finding out more and more as we go that arm length, leg length really have a big, have a big weight on how much we're adjusting the bikes. Let's move up to 5'9" and see what we need to do to adjust for her. Okay, we're here with KARLIE. KARLIE's 5'10", and she's got 35-inch inseam, 23-inch long arms. We're going to go ahead and see what we need to do to adjust the bike for her. So step on, KARLIE. Okay, cool. So she's got her legs really relaxed. Definitely need to get the seat up. So if you want to hop off. So one thing I'll say is it's possible somebody at 5'10" may not fit the ATB if they have legs that are really long. So there's other options, maybe looking at the Every Journey. It's going to give you more leg extension, but it's not always height that's going to be an indicator. So the other thing I'll say is on the seat, there's also a line on the seat post, which is down here, and the seat can go no higher than that. So just make sure you never pull your seat higher than that. So we're going to set the seat pretty high. I'm not going to set it as high as it can go because I think we still have some leeway. Try that, KARLIE. Okay, so she's got her foot up. I'm going to raise it up just a little bit more. The good thing is we still have some room on the seat post. I'm going to try that. There we go. Okay, have a seat. Cool. That looks pretty good to me. Can you put your foot on the pedal? Yeah, and she's got a good bend. And she can get her feet comfortably flat on the ground, so that looks good to me. How does that feel to you?
Good.
Good? Cool. And then in terms of the handlebars, looking at it, I try to maybe get it up just a little bit, but actually we're at our max height here. Let me take a look. Let me just make sure. Loosen this. See where we're at in terms of our line. So you do have a line indicator down here. There it is. Let's just make sure. Okay, that gets us at the highest we can do. Let's go ahead and lock that in. So what we can do is, if that doesn't work, try that. So it actually looks pretty good. What I'm going to do is tilt the handlebars up, and that's going to bring the handlebars closer to her, like that. There we go. How's that feel?
That feels really comfortable.
Yeah. So now her wrists are not kinked. They're not up like this, not like down. At least they're, you know, smooth line. It's pretty relaxed. Her arm is bent nicely. Back's upright, shoulders upright, and she's going to get, you know, good leg extension on the ride. So actually it works well. KARLIE has longer legs, I would say, but you can still see, even for her height and leg length, we can still fit the ATB to work for her. So if you're comfortable, that's great. And again, you can always make adjustments when you're out riding. So if you want to hop off, and I'll tell them the measurements we've got. So the stem has been basically in the same position. It's 4.5 inches. We've had it at that height for the last 2 women, I believe. And the seat we have up at 6.5 inches on the seat. So big jump for KARLIE on the seat height from our 5'9" rider. And again, a lot of that has to do with leg length, but as we see with KARLIE, we can still adjust the bike to fit her. So let's move up to 5'11" and see what we need to do to adjust the bike for her. Okay, we've got Kennedy here, and Kennedy is 5'11", 34-inch inseam and 23-inch long arms. Hop on, let's see what we need to do to get this bike set up for you. Okay, so at looking at it, yeah, the seat looks pretty good to me. Feel okay to you?
Yeah.
Put your foot on the pedal for me. So good bend in the leg, and proper leg extension. She could maybe bring the seat down a touch if she really wanted to. I don't see it necessary unless she's out riding and wants to. That's totally up to her. In terms of the handlebars, it looks like they're a little too tilted up for her body type. So I'm going to bring these down just a touch and see if we can't get this just a little bit more comfortable for her. Okay, try that. How's that?
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Yeah, so we just kind of relaxed her arm a little bit, took a little pressure off the wrists by tilting it down. Our 5'10" rider, obviously, for her body type, the tilt up was better. For Kennedy, this works better. So we've got upright back, nice relaxed arms, wrists aren't kink. It's going to be comfortable while you ride. And if you're out there and you don't like it, again, you can always do the seat on the fly. But, you know, when you're out for your first rides, I'd say if you can, bring an Allen key with you. All you need is a 6mm Allen key, and you could just make adjustments as you go and see what works and doesn't work. All right, so if you want to hop off, I'll just take some measurements. So we really haven't touched the stem much as we've gotten into our taller riders. It's stayed, actually it's down just a little bit. So we're at about 4 inches for Kennedy with the stem. And the seat stayed the same from our last woman. And it's at just a smidge under 6.5. So we've got one more height to go, and that's 6 foot. And we'll bring her in and adjust the bike, see how we can get it to fit her. So let's go. Okay, we're here with Isabelle, and Isabelle is 6 feet tall, and she has 32.5-inch inseam and 22-inch long arms. So she's the tallest woman we're going to outfit today on the ATB. I still believe we've got room to adjust that'll fit her. So if you can hop on, let's take a look. Okay, so looking at it, actually, interestingly, from our 5'11" rider to our 6 foot rider, her feet are a little bit more off the ground. Now, I don't mind that, but it might be bring it down just a touch to make her a little bit more comfortable. So if you want to hop up for a second, we'll bring it down. Let's bring it down just about 1/4 inch. Okay, there we go. Okay, go ahead and hop on. Okay, that looks a lot better to me. So you feel better, safer? Okay, cool. So there we go. From 5'11" to 6 foot, brought the seat down. That's okay. It's whatever works for your body. Now in terms of the handlebars, we have the stem all the way up already. It looks like her arms are pretty extended, so I'm going to tilt the handlebars up a little bit just to get it a little closer. Go ahead and put your hands on there. Maybe like that. Now, because she's a little higher up, we can't get her arms quite as in a relaxed position as some of our shorter riders, but we've still got her arms pretty relaxed. She's not straining necessarily. She's got a little bit of elbow bend, and her back's totally straight. So we've got her in a good ergonomic position. How's it feel for you?
Good.
Yeah. So there you have it. Even on the ATB, we can get the bike really well adjusted for someone 6 feet tall. Get her the proper leg extension, make sure her back is in a good riding position and she's comfortable. So if you want to hop off, we'll take some measurements and show everybody. So on the stem, we've got the stem pulled out, again, just about 4.5 inches, which is at the max height on the stem. And we've got the seat raised up about 6 inches. So we brought the seat down about 1/4 or 1/2 inch from our 5'11" rider, which is totally okay. It's all about your individual body. And there we have it. We've ran through all the heights from 5 foot to 6 foot.